Let me get this out of the way. Don't want you to have the wrong idea. I'm a fan of Dragon Ball. I just didn't grow up with it. As a 90s kid with no cable and just public TV, I had limited access to the franchise. I would have had to go to somebody else's house on Saturday mornings and watch it on their cable box, or have a connect who could get me the VHS from Japan with English subtitles. And that just didn't happen. I was also around 6 to 8 years old when Funimation got the rights to dub it and debut it on Fox Kids. And about 8 to 11 years old when they ran the reruns on Toonami and resumed production. It was around this time, these formative years, that people get into anime as a cartoon more than a medium, with the inclusion of Pokemon, Digimon, Sailor Moon, and Dragon Ball Z. Obviously, I wouldn't discover Dragon Ball until they started showing the uncut versions of the Saiyan saga right before the time block of the black and white era of Adult Swim in 2005. Through there, I started to watch it more and stopped when they stopped releasing episodes. Later on, as a young adult, I took it upon myself to watch the entire Android saga, which is the best saga in my opinion. I never truly got to finish the rest of the show. By then, Dragon Ball Z had already finished. GT was finishing its run, and people were shitting on it for not being canon and whack. So I would find out the entire Buu saga by watching reruns here and there, as well as playing the entire Budokai series on the PS2. I did also get to watch the One Piece / Toriko / DBZ crossover episode they had a couple years ago, as well as the Dragon Ball Yo Son Goku Returns, when they debuted Vegeta's younger brother Tarble in a kind of hilarious way of showing what the gang is up to now. Then soon after came the Battle of the Gods, where they debuted my favorite character in all of Dragon Ball Z history, Beerus. I'm sorry, Gohan. My first big red flag was the resurrection of Frieza. While I understand that Frieza was the greatest threat to the universe, as well technically Goku's greatest enemy, I felt like the story was already all wrapped up. Frieza destroys their home planet, achieves his final form, blows up with the rest of the planet thanks to Goku and his newly found Super Saiyan form. Later he gets revived by his father, turned into a cyborg, who then is immediately killed by Trunks and then sent to hell in a cocoon to live out the rest of his days. It honestly didn't feel a need for Frieza to make a comeback, especially giving him a transformation that is very similar to the Super Saiyan God form in the form of the Golden Frieza form. I could have forgiven all of that if by the end of that movie it was Vegeta who killed him. Instead, we get Frieza winning, and then Whis turns back time so Goku could beat him.
やり直しですよ。
やり直し？そっか、ウィスさんは時間を戻せんだったの。
I'm just saying, Vegeta, the person who gets to live out the most of his life on his planet, watches it get blown up by this maniac, who then goes on, wreaks havoc across the rest of the universe, and ultimately, by the end, still loses to him, only for Frieza to lose to Goku at the end of this film. They even gave Vegeta a Super Saiyan God form for this movie, and it would have been perfect for him to have been the one, after all of this, to be the one that ends Frieza. But no, we gotta give it to Goku. Besides the fact that Goku is becoming less and less of a likable character due to his innocence and his compassion for his enemies, this move right here makes Goku look like a dick more than anything else. So then, after the success of the two new films, we finally get a canonical new series, a follow-up to Dragon Ball Z by the name of Dragon Ball Super. I, like everyone else, was excited to see what could they do to have made this more interesting, especially since anime has changed vastly since Goku and his non-stop transformations. The series is out, and for 2 arcs, 28 episodes, or half a year later, the way you want to see it, we don't get a new story. Instead, we get remix versions of the 2 films as a cash grab for all these nostalgic fans. In fact, because they stuck to their old ways of structuring episodes, we got shittier animations for those fights, something I don't necessarily give a shit about, and just time wasted. I feel like it could have been better if they continued the series after the film right from the beginning, so that way they can take actual real breaks between seasons, much like how My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan is doing now. That became my second red flag. What really got me to see that Dragon Ball Super is just a waste of my time, and honestly, kind of a waste of your time too, is that it doesn't feel like what they do matters anymore. Not only have we seen characters come back to life several times, so death doesn't even matter, but we see clearly, like in the film, Goku is the solution to everything. We need to make him stronger? Let's give him a new form. Is that new form a new canon of Super Saiyan 4? No. Although numbering the forms after Super Saiyan 2 is a ridiculous concept within itself, we did get Super Saiyan God form. I will admit, I do kind of like the idea behind it. Going to Super Saiyan God form feels more of an evolution of his power than just going from Super Saiyan 1 to 2 to 3 and the hypothetical 4. But oh no, then we get Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, a form in which Goku's hair is blue, as more people now consider him Super Saiyan Blue. Not only is the name crazy stupid, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, but it kind of takes a step back from the idea of going from 1 to 2 to 3, because now they could just add more words to it and just change his hair color to green or to purple, whatever they feel like. Watch, the next bad guy in which Goku would have to use his power for, he'll probably get a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan God form, or some ridiculous color, or him and Vegeta fuse and then that fusion becomes Super Saiyan Blue. Like I said, none of this shit matters anymore. In all honesty, with what's going on in the anime right now, with the multi-universes and the like, I just really think people only watch this is for the fighting. It stopped becoming an anime about these characters and their developments over time, because we've seen Goku age for years now, 20, 30 years at this point, but instead of seeing him grow more, we just see him fight more. I always try to mention to the people that I know to let go of nostalgia when being critical of your favorite thing, which honestly doesn't happen enough, especially in Dragon Ball. And look, to me personally, this show has become a waste of my time. I'm still gonna play Dragon Ball FighterZ though. I love me some 3v3. I want to hear your thoughts about the Dragon Ball franchise and where they're going with Super. Leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like it, subscribe, and you know what? Just keep on bumping, man.